Welcome to Wisdom House. I'm Sister Rosemary Greco. I'm the administrator for Wisdom House Retreat and Conference Center, and it's really a wonderful joy to have you all here today. Thank you for coming to celebrate the completion of a 3-year project, which has been the project to replace these windows in our, well, these are the replaced ones, to replace windows in our chapel, and to do that so that we could not only conserve energy and enhance the beauty of the place, but really to bring wonderful art into this worship space. Several people who were significant to this project are all members of the Northwest Connecticut community. They are architect Clifford A. Cooper of Litchfield, installer James Seaver of Torrington, artist Hugh O'Donnell of Washington, as well as Sister Joanne Ionati and myself, who really tried to guide the development of the wisdom theme in these windows and made critical decisions along the way. All of us and you and more than 300 individuals and organizations who contributed to this endeavor have brought us here to this happy moment. Built in 1960, this chapel has had many lives. It was the chapel for the novitiate and the College of the Daughters of Wisdom, and the first sounds that were heard here were the voices of more than 100 nuns who prayed and sang in Latin, French, and English in their search for divine wisdom. As the identity of the center evolved into an interfaith center, the chapel continued to be an important reflection space for people of all faiths. The Daughters of Wisdom were founded in 1703 in France by St. Louis de Montfort and Blessed Marie-Louise Trichet, and the congregation was founded to acquire divine wisdom and to give charitable service in accordance with the talents of its members. One of these services was to conduct retreat houses. Wisdom House Retreat and Conference Center is rooted in this initial inspiration of seeking divine wisdom. In the Hebrew Scriptures, God, who is called wisdom, is found in creation and in the cosmos. She, wisdom, is a tree of life, an architect, a hostess, and one who invites everyone to the table. These are a few of the key scriptural themes which inspired the decisions in this chapel and in these windows. And so we celebrate today. I turn this over now to Sister Joanne Ionati, our Art and Spirituality Coordinator.
For my part today, I'd like to begin by calling on some voices from some of the neighboring centuries, the 18th century, the 19th century, and the 20th century. In the 18th century, Voltaire wrote, "Beauty must be felt as well as perceived." In the 19th century, Oscar Wilde wrote, "The mystery of the world is in the visible, not the invisible." In the 20th century, Susan Sontag wrote, "Transparency is the highest, most liberating value in art." Transparency, she wrote, means experiencing things as they are. The mystery and beauty of the space that we're in today will ground those who sit here and visit this space, and it will give them an opportunity to experience the divine. This is not a place for people to run away from the world, but hopefully it will aid them to live in the world more fully. It will help them to live more transparently, because it will engage them in the mystery of the world, in the mystery of creation. When I met you 2 years ago to begin to talk about this project, we met in this room, and you said to me, "When people come in here, I want them to know." So of course my question was, know what? But he knew exactly what he was saying. He said, when people come into this room, because he knew we were an interfaith center, he said, "I want people to know that the spirit that is within nature, that surrounds this whole place, is the same spirit that is within them." St. Thomas Aquinas, a Dominican philosopher and theologian, wrote in the 14th century, "Creation, nature, is God's first book." In these windows, the colors, the movement implied, the textures that we can see and almost touch. This makes this place into a more sacred place. We can no longer take for granted the visible world around us after leaving this place, because we will respect the mystery of that visible world in a new way. We will recognize anew the divine among us. And finally, one last voice to join to the others. In 1978, the National Conference of Catholic Bishops put out a lengthy statement on environment and art in Catholic worship. In it they wrote, in speaking about the assembly, those who would assemble in a room for worship, he said, they, meaning the assembly, they cannot be satisfied with anything less than beautiful in the environment. They cannot be satisfied with anything less than beautiful in their environment. Well, as you can see, we decided not to accept anything less than beautiful here today.
Blessings and kindness, send blessings and kindness to all the peoples of the earth.